Hello and welcome to 1995batman.com. Now today, I guess you're wondering, why am I zoomed out so far? Well, today guys, we are looking at the ultimate Batman figure, quite literally, this. The ultimate Batman figure. This was from Kenner. They only made one of these. They didn't do Robin or Riddler or Two-Face. Just this. It's made by Kenner. It's about kind of like 11, 12 inches. It's got a stand. As you can see, it's got the kind of classic Kenner backdrop. Just turn it around, just have a look at the back. So that is sort of what we're going to have in a second when I unpackage it. Giant Batman holding a giant Batarang. This is a pretty cool figure. As you can see from here, even the photo shows that you can see through the cape there, which is a bit annoying. But anyway, what have we got? Powerful Batarang weapon, detachable flowing cape, battle-ready stance, aka you're stuck in a really weird pose, and Batman Forever new movie costume. So obviously this came out sort of just before the film came out, I guess, and was kind of there to kind of promote the new costume that Batman's going to have. This is obviously the sonar suit from the end of the movie. Let's just turn it back. Just get one last shot of the front. Obviously this is all tied in, but obviously I've pulled it all out already to have a look at it. So yeah, there we go. Let's come in a little bit closer and we can take a closer look at it. So the three things you get are this, the embossed base. So this is just a kind of hollow, not a whole lot to it. It's pretty cheap, kind of lightweight. You can tell from a distance it's not a substantial thing. You get a peg here and a peg here, and that is where your feet go in. So this is the Batman figure. As you can see, he's got articulation there and there. The head does not move. The waist moves, the legs do not move. And supposedly this is a detachable cape, but I don't really want to detach it because it feels really wedged in there. So you've got holes there. So one hole goes into this peg, one hole goes into that peg, and there you go. Now as you can see, when you twist the waist, obviously the way he's angled, you've really got to have it at the position that he was in, and you've got to have really it up there, otherwise it just looks a bit strange. This looks okay if you move it up and down, but obviously, you know, it stands pretty well. You know, it's a huge chunky base, so it's not going to go anywhere. And last but not least, you get this, which is the Batarang. And now this is really kind of annoying because the hole here is kind of too small to actually fit it in. And yet, it definitely goes in there because that is how it is shown in the back. So I'm really going to just jam it in. There we go. After some lengthy juggling, I eventually got it in there to the slot. So yeah, this is pretty cool. It's obviously the sonar suit from the end of the movie. He's got the grey eyes, which is kind of wrong because Val Kilmer has blue eyes. And the face isn't great. It's okay. I mean, it's just not... I mean, considering what the kind of 3 3/4 inch had, you know, which is a really good kind of Val Kilmer lips, this is a bit disappointing here. Just doesn't really look like him. The other thing is, they've sort of adapted the cowl. I'm going to compare this in a sec and you'll see why it's different. I mean, it looks fine for how it is. The bat symbol as well seems a bit kind of weird, kind of the head is really small. These bits just seem a bit weird, but you know, I'm kind of quibbling here. I like that there's the cloth cape. The cloth cape's kind of cool. It's got a little bit of kind of bend in it. It just hangs better than any kind of plastic cape really does. I mean, yeah, it's a thin kind of cloth, so you can see through it, but still I prefer that. And the way it just kind of hangs there, it just looks the way it looked in the movie, even though it was kind of like a heavy kind of leather or pleather kind of cape. In terms of the paint job, so the gloves are matte black, the boots are matte black, and then the suit itself is sort of a grey, and they've sort of, I'll go in close in a sec, they've sort of given it this kind of like speckled kind of metallic effect to give it kind of like a dull metallic sheen to it, which it had in the movie. Obviously the movie version was actually blue, a very, very dark blue, and this is grey, but you know, I'm okay with that. probably looks better in grey. I didn't really like the blue that they had in the movie. I'll just go around the back, just to show the back. Yeah, the cape doesn't look great around the back. You can see like all the stitching up here, but like I say, I like the way it hangs. And to be honest, if it's just in this pose, it's not really going to move or kind of go anywhere. So yeah, I kind of like this. As I say, just doesn't quite look right when you twist. Makes him look like he's doing kind of like shot put or something. Now, the interesting thing is, Revell, the kit builders, did this pose for their Batman kit. Now, I have this, but I have not finished building it, but I will just show you it, just because it's a very similar pose. And there's a couple of interesting things. One is the Batarang is closer to the Batarang that was in the movie, which is this, I'll show you in a sec, rather than that one, which was not really used in the movie. So I'll just get that out. So yeah, that's the one that was used at the end of the movie when he smashes the giant kind of glass thingy majig above Riddler's head. So that's kind of cool. And actually, just taking that out, fits so much better. Fits so much better. But anyway, yeah, as you can see, mine is still in the process of being painted and assembled. But as you can see, Val Kilmer head on this is just so much better. You can see Val Kilmer's lips. And this is the thing I was talking about. Just compare these two heads, kind of that is how the ears were at the end of the film. This is very short. I don't know why they've done it so short. And it's kind of smooth and kind of moulded into the head. Whereas the ones in the movie were very kind of like stood right out. And yeah, I can't wait to finish building this Revell kit, because it's a really cool thing. And I'm going to sort of adapt it a bit and not do it too movie accurate. I'm going to sort of go off on a bit of a tangent. Anyway, that'll be a future review. What else can I compare it to? Also, we've got the 3 3/4 inch, which I think is a little bit more accurate. The shininess of the figure and just kind of the Val Kilmer face is just a bit better. Anyway, and let's stick it alongside the Applause Robin and just see how it matches up. It's not too bad. Obviously you can see the flesh tone is way different. It's very natural on the Batman figure. It makes you realise just how kind of anemic Robin looks in this Applause figure. But yeah, they don't look too bad together. It might, like I say, none of my Batman Forever stuff is really out on display, but I think when I do, I will probably try and pose these two together somehow, even though they're very different stances and bases and everything. That's the Ultimate Batman figure. These are on eBay a lot. I picked mine up for a tenner, which I was really chuffed about because it was in the box, and it had the Batarang. A lot of the Batarangs are missing, a lot of the capes are missing, a lot of the bases are missing. So yeah, I would say if you can get it for a tenner, definitely worth getting. I'd maybe even spend a little bit more. Yeah, I'd say if you're a Batman Forever fan, yeah, this is probably a pretty good purchase. Like I say, these ones, the Applause statues, are very hard to come by. These are a bit easier, so if you want a Batman figure from the movie in this scale, I definitely recommend this. I mean, I would hope kind of now McFarlane has the license to do Batman figures. Maybe next year they might do something, but I don't know whether they'd ever get to this scale. McFarlane tends not to really do this kind of scale.